Hey everyone, this is Finding My QA Superpower. Today I'm going to be sharing my journey of finding something that I love and how I've turned that into my greater purpose and helped me level up at my job and love what I do even more. My name is Belinda Goodman. I'm very excited that I recently started as a senior quality assurance engineer at Greenlight. I'm also the organizer of Ministry of Testing Atlanta. I hope you guys will check us out on meetup.com and also check out the main site. There's a ton of amazing content coming to you guys daily, and we have some great meetups coming later this year and into early next year. And as you can see on the right, I have many titles, but one of my favorite is Fur Mom or Dog Mom. I have two amazing dogs. So if you're a fan of animals, testing, literally all things testing, tacos, true crime podcasts, football, you name it, I hope you guys will check me out on LinkedIn and Twitter, and let's start a conversation. So in 2020, I was reading a lot of articles, as we all were during COVID. And one of the ones that really stuck out with me and is still sticking with me today are some of the articles around about people enjoying or really not enjoying their jobs. It's estimated by one of the polls that I looked at that about 60% of people hate their jobs worldwide. That's mind-boggling that many people don't like what they do. And what's most heartful about that one is that I absolutely love what I do. When people ask me, Belinda, if you could have a job other than QA, what would it be? And it's really awkward because I just want to answer testing. So that led me to talk to coworkers, friends, other family, and ask, do you like what you do? And if you don't, why? And if you do, well, you guessed it, I also asked them why. And that led me back to this book by Daniel Pink called Drive. I'd read this before, but I dusted it back off my shelf in 2020. And there's really boils down to three main themes: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. And autonomy is just what you imagine it, right? That desire to direct our own lives. No one likes to feel like we're not in control. Mastery, continually improving that's something that matters to us. Purpose, yearning to do work that is larger than oneself. So not building an app that no one uses or not doing a bunch of busy work that no one's even going to check anyway. Which leads me to my superpower. So if you know me or you've seen my talks before, you know I love Humanual Testing, and more specifically, exploratory testing. That's truly my superpower. I love learning systems, and the great thing about exploratory testing is if you're a company for 4 years or 10 years or 2 days, you're able to approach the system and it evolves over time. It evolves in the way that you look at it. It gets more diverse. It gets more complicated. You're able to look at it from different angles. And that's what I love about exploratory testing. So how do I get autonomy through exploratory testing? Well, I'm able to control when I test. And yes, I know I have a 40-hour-a-week job, and there's things that I have to do that maybe I don't want to, and I don't have complete control over my schedule. But whenever possible, I really try to say, I know I have a ton of exploratory testing, so let me start my day, end my day with it, or pick another time where I'm going to be really good and be able to focus on this. So for me, that's not right after lunch. I also like to create agendas for what I'm going to test and learn about. This lets me feel like I have some level of control over what I'm going to be testing. And I also love going on my own pace. So I know if you've ever done exploratory testing, you know that it's typically time boxed. So what I mean by going on my own pace is sometimes I get in there and I'm distracted. So I can stop, gather my thoughts, and come back to it. Or maybe I get in and I was way too ambitious with my exploratory testing plan, and there's absolutely no way I can accomplish that in 30 minutes. And that stress is weighing on me. So I need to break it out so that I can focus more. Mastery. This is probably my favorite of the 3 points. So to me, mastery is that lifelong learner in all of us. I love learning new systems. I like to figure out how they work separately and together and share that knowledge with others. That also helps me analyze risk. I've gotten way better at planning and time management. And these are two things I didn't even know that I needed to get better in. But because I'm doing a really good job planning, I'm able to review the results and see my trends over time. And I'm also able to identify trends in the system. This allows me to go back to our stakeholders, whether it be our developers or our product team or our customer support team, so that we can better help our customers. And I'm still working on my greater purpose, full disclosure. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. And it goes something like this. Helping people is my driver. It's what wakes me up every morning. It's what brought me to QA. How many of you have ever touched a website and it not work? And how many of you have had a coworker, a friend, a family member contact you and say, hey, this doesn't work. Do you know a workaround? That really drives me. But the other thing that drives me is because I'm a lifelong learner, I want to share that knowledge with others so they don't make the same mistakes that I do. So that's why I love exploratory testing, and that's why that is my superpower. Now you might be asking yourself, Belinda, that's great. I'm glad you found your superpower. I have no idea where to start. Well, I think the easiest question is, what do you love doing at work? Think about it. You know what it is. It's that first thing on your to-do list. It's that thing in meetings that you always want to volunteer first for, but you know maybe you shouldn't. And it's the thing that you secretly hope that everyone will come to you about. It's also that thing that you love hearing about and reading about. Also examining who those people around you that you trust. Sometimes our managers, coworkers, friends, mentors have a pretty good idea of what we're really good at and can help us find our superpower. And a lot of the time they realize it before we do. And if all else fails, try it out. Don't be afraid to jump into something new that you have no idea what you're doing or that you're pretty sure you're going to be really bad at. That could be the thing that you're really great at. And research. It's okay to ask others, do research on it, and figure out, is this even something I want to try? So what's your superpower? Whether it's exploratory testing, accessibility testing, or something not even on this list, I hope you guys will drop it in chat, send a message to me on Twitter or LinkedIn, and let's connect. And I hope when you find your superpower, you bring a little bit more joy to your job and love it slightly more. Thank you guys so much for letting me speak with you today, and I hope you guys have a great day. Happy testing.